Hello everyone. I wanted to have a discussion with you regarding the video card situation. I recently got into a conversation with other people on this topic and I thought it was very interesting and possibly might be of interest to you. Before I get into that, let me first tell you what's on the screen. This is a video that's in response to a Jay's 2 cents video. I don't recognize this channel, but I will check it out because it's new to me. Either way, I wanted to use this video to show you the obvious situation here with the video cards. As you can see, there was a scalper selling brand new video cards, 72 of them in bulk, by the way, at marked up prices. That is ridiculous. That should never happen. As I said in one of my earlier recordings, scalping should be illegal, and here's a good example as to why it should be illegal. However, more can be done, I think, and perhaps by sharing this, maybe it will help you all think of the situation. A long time ago, I agreed with some other individuals that PC building should come to universities and colleges. PC building is so easy, even a high school student could do it, but for the sake of things, I guess we can just say colleges and universities for now, because it might be a bit trickier legal-wise to do it with high school because of all the liability, insurance, all the other crap that's involved. But assuming that's not an issue, then sure, add high schools in. Anyways, so PC building done at college or high school will not only give what could be possibly younger students an opportunity to learn to work with customers as well as build a PC, but also give people another way to receive a computer. There's a lot of brand names that I don't agree with in terms of how they build. So, a recognized custom system, recognizing the fact that it's coming from, a community college or something, right? That would be okay with me if that were to, occur. Now, yes, obviously there's going to be some risks having students do it because it's probably their first time, but that's where insurance and everything kicks in. So, I think that that's probably a great way of handling it. It's experience for them, and you get your computer at the end of the day. It's really what it's boiling down to with what I'm trying to tell you. Now, that ties into what I'm about to say. I think that one way you could defeat scalping, other than make it illegal, is to have it so that the component in question has either an identifier within the software or on the actual hardware itself. So like if it had an educational number attached to it. So let's just say it's an AMD Ryzen, right? If it could say AMD Ryzen 3600 on the faceplate, but then below it say E22 or something to stand for Educational 22. That would give some indication of where it came from in terms of the institution that was acquiring it and putting it into the system. That way, if somebody does buy the system or buys an upgrade from the college or university and they happen to take that part out and try to sell it, well, now you know that if it's sold for a marked up price, they did it just for that part. And it would be much easier to track them down and get onto them for scalping. So that's just kind of my thoughts on it. That particular part of it, at least. So I think that would probably be one way of defeating scalping. As far as the other stuff is concerned, such as the LHR models, LHR models, I don't think that's a way to handle it. NVIDIA's coming out with LHR models, which are low hash rate, supposed to defeat crypto miners, but honestly, crypto miners aren't really as much of an issue as the scalpers. I mean, I hate both pretty equally, but if I'm to look at numbers and say which one's more of a problem, it's the scalpers. Honestly, the miners aren't really much of a problem in comparison because, one, they tend to stick with their video cards for quite a while, so, once they get done buying, then things can stabilize. And two, they generally sell their video cards when it's reached its end. Now, as one Jay's 2 cents video did state, a lot of the mining video cards are actually in good condition. They're not all burnt out or full of issues, right? They're actually still perfectly viable, and it is healthy for the used market. I've never used the used market myself, but I will take the word of Jay's 2 cents and some of the other tech YouTubers I watch. If they think it's healthy for it, fine. I won't disagree with it. I have no reason to, because I have no experience with it. Plus, these are people that are far more experienced than I am. People that I also trust as well. I mean, they haven't been wrong with their reviews or commentary from what I've been able to see in the last while. If they do make a mistake, they're usually quick to correct it with another video. So, I have no reason to doubt that. But, yeah, I don't think LHR is going to work, is the short version. If anything, I think it's going to complicate the matter. That's another thing, too, that I think could be done to kind of help the supply and maybe indirectly, help with this whole shortage situation, is just to make the video card lineup a bit easier. I think this whole TI thing is just a waste of time. I think that if NVIDIA wants to launch a refresh model later down the line, fine. But you don't need to launch TI models within a couple of months of each other. Maybe a year or two should a refresh be necessary, but a couple months, nah. So I don't think TIs are worth it. The resources. Another thing, too, is I would like to see more statistics. I highly doubt that you would really need as many 4K gaming video cards as there is right now. Most people are on 1080p as of 2020. I haven't seen statistics for 2021. There has been a rise in 2K gaming, 1440p is another name for it, but it hasn't been at a rise where it would replace 1080p. I doubt it will replace 1080p anytime soon. You have to realize that 1080p is really the budget build, because it requires very little in terms of the video card, even at 144 hertz. And on top of that, 1080p monitors are going to be much cheaper than 1440p. To put this in perspective, based on reviews, the best 1080p monitor is that Asus VG27 something or other model, and I forget the complete thing to it. I can look it up later if need be. But it's supposed to be the best 1080p model, and that one comes in around $280 US, if my memory's correct. That was about where I was seeing it not too long ago. The best overall 1440p monitor is the LG 27 something or other. I forget. Again, I can post this all in the description once I find it if need be. But yeah, it's the LG. It's considered the best overall by, I think, 8 different reviews, and that one comes in at $500. So it's significantly more than the Asus. At those prices, you're really not going to see much of an increase in 1440p, and for that matter, it's going to be even less with 4K, because 4K is going to be even costlier on the monitor side as well as the video card side. So I just don't think that there's a need for a 4K. I think they should honestly focus on 1080p and 1440p video cards. Leave it at that. If it has good performance for that, then leave it alone. Refresh it only when it's necessary. I think that would also help with the supply and maybe indirectly with the shortage, thus the current problem right now. I don't know. Those are just kind of my thoughts on it, but I'd be interested to hear what you all think on the topic. Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for listening.